Hey guys, welcome back. So in this lecture, we're going to briefly go over how we can take the same principles of posting and direct messaging, but now apply it to an online community called Reddit. Now I know, yes, we already did a little bit of Reddit, but you gotta get used to this system. We're going to repeatedly dip back into the same groups and the same broader strategies as we progress through the course. And of course, as we go along, the strategies are going to start to change. They're going to be a bit longer, slightly more complicated, and in general, they'll have a higher potential to get more customers. And since we're keeping it simple and still only looking for that elusive first 10 customers, it shouldn't be too difficult to get them to show up. Just like your 14th birthday party, which consisted of you, a TiVo, and some questionable tissues, we're still just trying to get that first 10 to show up to the party. And it really shouldn't be that hard, should it? Reddit, not to sound like a broken record, is one of my favorite places on the internet, and not coincidentally, it's a great place to find a wide variety of people all over the world that are making their preferences known publicly. Ho ho, you suckers with your publicly indexable displays of interest. Time for us to take advantage. Reddit, if you haven't figured this out, is divided into what they call subreddits, which are basically sub-forums dedicated to one particular topic. Now, they can be as broad as technology, interior design, and say productivity, and they can be as obscure and hilariously random as where is the soda? Which is a 500,000 person strong community dedicated to finding clips of infomercials and then cutting them to make them play out of context and thus make no sense. Or they can go as far as another sub called Fish Screaming, which is a sub dedicated to high resolution images of fish with their mouths open, plus text interpretations of what the community thinks they sound like. Or, of course, the famous sub Birds with Arms, a sub dedicated to, yes, people who like to Photoshop pictures of birds and then put arms on them. Reddit is a great example of everything that is right and simultaneously everything that is wrong with freedom of speech. So if you remember from the previous lectures, what tools do we have in our toolbox? What do we load our spam projectile gun with, if not 100% grade A Hawaiian spam? True story, no one actually knows how to spell Hawaiian. Well, we have tool number one, the direct message, which is as potent and as effective as cornering someone in an elevator until they buy your Herbalife lotion. And then we have tool number two, which are the community conversation tricks, which aren't really tricks so much as ways to tweak regular behavior to drive traffic to your site. So in this case, in the land of Reddit, can we direct message? Oh yes we can. You can actually direct message anyone. So first off, just go through some of the subreddits. And if you forgot, just remember to use the embedded search up in the top right corner, and it'll give you subreddit suggestions. Or you can just Google popular Reddits or subreddits plus some keyword that has to do with your industry. After you do some trolling, just make a short list of the people you want to message. In this case, there's really no real number that we're trying to shoot for. You know, if they're relevant, they've been talking about things that are relevant, and you don't feel like a complete idiot reaching out to them, well, then throw them onto your list. You're probably, if I had to guess, across all the student use cases, actual physical products, online SaaS tools, whatever else you guys are doing, you'll probably get open rates and reply rates similar to like cold email campaigns. You might get a response 40% of the time. Now on Reddit, the best thing you can do if you want to message someone is to first force an engagement with them. Click their profile, and after you click your profile, you can see where they've been posting. Click through on one of those posts and then just respond. You can do this to 1 or 2 or 3, it doesn't really matter. The point is though that you want to get them to then respond to you, responding to their comment, and then hopefully do start a dialogue. At that point, now that they know who you are, they've at least seen your username, then you can actually direct message them. And if you do it that way with the precursor, that'll dramatically increase the rate at which you get responses. and it'll lower the chance they just yell at you. It'll look like a continuation of a conversation, which is the needed magic pixie dust of cold messaging called context. Now, as far as the second strategy of community posting goes, it'll be very similar. Try to stake out some of the threads where people are asking for help on something. They're honestly everywhere. Once you find a thread where someone's just asking for help, then just try to respond and guess what? Try to be as helpful as you can while correctly inserting your link without making it look too obvious. In Reddit, there are no footers to abuse, so make sure you are careful and just try to very seamlessly put it in there without raising suspicion. With Reddit, people seem to be a little more sensitive to the use of links, so just make sure that you're not going over the top. If you want to be really careful, try posting around a couple times first with no actual active strategy for promoting your link. That way, if you post a couple times, when people click through to your profile, which they will do, they don't just see a wall of self-promotion. You actually look like a normal user. All right, guys, so try to take those two techniques and apply them to Reddit. Reddit's a little bit different, but we just covered how it's different and how to change your strategy. All right, good luck.